Hi, I'm Knox and you're listening to Paul and Lucy on Preston FM.
That's the music.
It's the 22nd annual Great British Rhythm and Blues Festival in Colne this weekend. That's very difficult to say in one breath. And we had a chat with one of the new young and up-and-coming bands who'll be appearing this year. These are Bright Shapes.
Absolutely fantastic.
Can we go along the line and can you each introduce yourself and tell us what role you play in the band, please?
All right, I'm Josh. I'm the bass player, and I do some of the back-end vocals as well. So, yeah.
I'm Jane. I'm the lead singer. That's pretty much it.
I'm Kurt. I play the guitar and do some of the backing vocals as well, along with Josh.
Brilliant. Now, for the benefit of somebody that maybe hasn't come across your work before, how would you best describe the sort of music you play?
Ooh, that's always a tough question.
Everyone asks us this and we never know how to answer.
All right, so I'd say that we're more alternative acoustic, but it kind of ventures into the genre of singer-songwriter quite a lot, and it's quite jazzy. So, yeah, about 4 genres I've just mentioned there.
I think the best description was Gary Ward saying we are acoustic jazz-infused pop, which is, of course, 3 different genres in itself, so I think he had singer-songwriter in there as well at some point. Someplace. Yeah, somewhere in that sentence.
Okay. And do you play your own material, or is it cover versions, or is it a mixture?
We play, we like to play our own stuff, but as we've only got, how many songs do we have now?
We've got about
10 originals that we've written. We've been together for a year, so I think 10 originals for a year is quite good. So when we do sort of where we are now, like pub gigs and stuff, it has to be sort of a mixture of originals and covers. But when we play at Colne, we'll be playing mainly originals.
Brilliant. Okay, so to give people an idea, what sort of cover versions do you do?
Again, it's a massive mix.
Mix.
We like to take on a big variety of things, don't we?
We do jazz sort of standards long time ago, things like Take 5, Summertime, Nina Simone. We're actually doing that for the first time tonight. We're doing Please Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood. So we're doing those 3, but we also attack modern things that we, as a band, like. We try not to do too much of exactly what's like top of the charts and what's popular, because it seems like you're doing it for the sake of it being popular. But there's a lot of songs we do. We do a mashup of a Jessie J track and a Stray Cats song, which is my that's where my heart lies.
We try to make whatever cover we do our own, though, so we don't like to play a cover so that it sounds like a cover. It has to sound like the song that Bright Shapes are doing, so we give it our own sort of Bright Shapes style.
Brilliant. So how did the band come together in the first place?
Well, I entered a competition called Open Mic UK, and I needed some people to play with me. So I knew Josh from school, and I knew Kurt through some musical friends, and we did really well in the competition, so we decided that we were going to carry it on and sort of carry on as a band, because we sort of really enjoy working together.
So talking of competitions, you entered the competition to play on the Jessica Foxley stage at the Colne R&B Festival. Now, what first gave you the idea to go in for that?
We went last year, me and Jane went last year after, we didn't know each other for that long, was it? The band was together for maybe a couple of weeks, maybe a month before we went. And it was a really good gig. I saw one of my favourite people, Imelda May, and I saw Chris Farlow, so I thought, this is something you want to get on at. And when I originally thought of things to sort of audition for and to go in for this year, that was one of the first things I thought of. Unfortunately, when we went through the general sort of auditioning for different things, like phoning up trying to get gigs, it was already a bit too late to get in, like, in different places. So just sort of by chance, I went on the Facebook and it said there's a competition to get in on the Jessica Foxley stage. So I went in for that. I contacted Alison saying, is it still okay to do this? She said, yeah, come down, we'll...
It all happened very quickly, actually. Yeah. Sort of like, we've got an audition for the Jessica Foxley stage for Colne, and I was like, Colne? Really? We're going to get to play at Colne? Yeah, it was really exciting.
So we got there, we played on day with, I can't remember how many bands, there was quite 12. A few, there were about 12 to play, and they got back to us about a week later saying we were on, so happy days.
There were all really good bands at the competition. I mean, I think the bands that got through were us, Jewel, Deep in the Mine, Casino, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's a duo who got through onto the acoustic stage as well. They were very good. They were first.
We were on like 3rd though, and the 2 people that were on before us were really, really good. So we were sat there like, especially when you see it as me as a singer. When I see another girl singer, I think, she's better than me. So it was a little bit scary to sort of follow some people that were really good. So.
So now, obviously, you're really looking forward to playing at the festival.
Yes.
Massively, yeah. It's going to be a really exciting experience for us. There's going to be Brit Stage is a huge, big stage, so there's going to be lots of people there. So hopefully we can get it out to as many people as possible, and they'll really enjoy it. I think, anyway.
We're going to go to the whole festival as well because Steve Cropper's on, guitarist I've listened to for years, so he's definitely worth seeing. The Animals are on with him. Jack Bruce is on. He's got to be seen. So we'll be seeing as many people as we can while we're there, and hopefully have a lot of the crowd at the time watching us. That would be nice.
So looking ahead to next year's competition, this is for later on, what would your advice be to any other young local bands who are thinking about going in for this?
Just go for it. Don't be scared at all.
Go for it and you've got to give your best performance, because you've got to bear in mind that some of the people that have played this festival are some of the best musicians in the world. So you've got to sort of really take it seriously and bring your A game, and remember that, you know, if you just look back at some of the people who have played it, I mean, the list is terrifying. Robin Ford and people like that. So you've got to really be on the ball to do it.
As far as actually getting the gig and stuff is concerned, just keep pushing for it as well. Yeah. Don't give up. Keep going on the internet, clicking on things, that kind of thing, and just keep plugging at it. Because sometimes you don't get much back, but occasionally you do get a gem, like we did, being able to audition for the Jessica Baxter stage.
And definitely make sure that you practice a lot as a band. You've got to be really tight. Make sure that you all know what you're doing at all points. So
we're going to play a song from you now. What are we going to play, and what's the story behind it?
Yeah, well, Badoo was one of the first tracks that we wrote as a band. It's definitely the most happy-go-lucky out of all the tracks we've written. It's about being happy and being at ease with yourself. I think, yeah, that's largely what it's about.
I basically walk around in like a Jane bubble. My world is extremely happy, and I don't really care what people think about me, because I wander around the streets and I smile and I hum to myself and I sing to myself, and people do look strangely at me, and it's just basically about being happy with yourself, and it does say I'm happy being me, so it's pretty self-explanatory.